Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss something very interesting that I've learned about personally on the past 2 weeks about stress and how to overcome it, as well as its difficulties. But before I get started, please remember to click like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you know when the next video is going to be out. And stick to the end so you know that special surprise waiting for all of you. It's going to be sweet. Now here are the tips that I've learned on how to deal with my stress. So before all that, I'll take 10 seconds for you to go and do all the like, subscribe, and bell notification. Ready? Go! Okay, let's see how quick that was. So, what I'm going to talk about today is how you deal with stress. Now, stress is a very common thing that everyone feels when their body gets nervous about some uncertainty, or if they get piles and piles of stress that are coming upon them because of different problems or different anxieties that are triggering it. Everyone has stress in some part of their life, but it's how you deal with the stress that makes all the difference in the world. So today, I'm going to be talking to you about 10 things that you can do with stress. 10 things that I'm sure it will be helpful for you as well as me and everyone else. So let's get started with 10. Now the 10th thing to know about stress is of how to recognize it. Because if you don't know what is triggering your stress, you won't know how to overcome it. It could be small problems linked to, oh, I'm running late for class, oh, I'm running late for work, or oh no, I'm running late to go and do my errands, or I need to make this photography assignment, or I to go and make sure everything is going with my mind and my body. Why is it not happening? Things like that. So the most important thing that you can try to do is recognize your stress. Recognize what be triggering it and see what you can do to resolve it. As soon as you recognize it, you'll be able to take the next steps and approaches in order to overcome that. But before you recognize what to do about the problem, you have to recognize that first it is a problem. And as soon as you recognize the problem, you can go far into knowing the solution to it. Now let's get to the next one. So the number one is to reduce your caffeine intake. Now I know people need a jolt that gets in the morning. Needs a cup of coffee, or in the afternoon, or night, you need soda just to keep going, to just get that last extra edge to go right along with it. Because you probably didn't have enough sleep the night before, or you've just been exhausted from using all your energy that entire day that keeps on going on and on. Yes, I know, I've learned my experience with that as well. But what I learned is, if you use that too much, then it starts becoming an issue. Then your body's going to be accustomed to it, and you're going to feel the stress on your shoulders. And that's something that you do not want to do. You do not want to have those stresses. So try to reduce your caffeine intake and see what difference that can be for everyone. Now number 8. Now, the 8th thing I'm going to say is increase your fruit intake. Increase your fruit intake. It has lots of advantages. Like for bananas, you have vitamin K. Like for carrots, you have vitamin D. Vitamin C, oranges. All these different vitamins and nutrients they are needed in your body. You need to consume those nutrients. Every single vitamin has its own purpose, so you need to know what those purposes are. Now, let's go to the next one, which is number 7. Now, the 7th one, what I'm going to be talking about today, is a very new one that I did not learn from last week, which is not to meditate too long. Now, meditation is something that I'm going to be discussing in one of our higher ups, which is needed, but do not meditate too long, because the longer and deeper you're in meditation, the more time that it gets wasted from doing what is needed to accomplish those tasks. Now, I'm going to be saying up ahead to meditate, but follow this. Do not meditate too long. Too long is key, because you need that extra time to fill in all those extra gaps. When you're pushed against the wall, you need to go and see what it takes to go and complete those tasks. So, don't meditate too long. So, let's go to the next one. So, for the 6th one, what I'm going to be advising for everyone to do is go and just take a deep breath before you start going for your project or your goal. Just take a deep breath, relax a little bit, keep breathing in and out. Because if everything hits you at lightning fast, your body is going to respond to it in a negative approach. And that's something you cannot happen. So, deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Just let the calm and cool nature just get engulfed into your body. And just let it spread all around. Because being tense, being hyper, being worried, that does not help anybody else. Being in a calm and cool, collected nature is the key to getting the tasks done. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. So now the 5th one, what I'm going to be advising you to do is just to go and talk to someone. Talk to someone that you trust, or talk to a counselor, or talk to anyone that has those ideas in your head. Just go and vent, just to let it out. There are plenty of services out there that you can do. Heck, there's even apps that will let you go and vent for someone for no cost at all. 0 cost. So just go get on those services and see what you can do to make yourself better. Because I guarantee you, whatever you're feeling, someone else in the world is also feeling it, and they might be able to help you better than anyone else. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Okay, so the 4th one, what I'm going to be suggesting to do is go and do exercise. Now, a lot of people are going to be thinking, weren't you the one who said not to waste time because of meditation too much? Or wouldn't exercise be the same approach? Yes, that's true. If you exercise too much, your body is not going to respond to it well. Which is why you need to go and do exercises on a daily basis if you're getting stressed all the time. Exercising helps to build and establish your focus on what is important and what you need to accomplish during those times. And those are key parts in order to make anything successful. Go and concentrate on those things by exercising. Exercising goes and puts a blockage on stress and make sure you develop your own goal. If your ideal thing is running, make a jogging day out of it. Keep going and jogging for about 20 minutes. You don't need to do full 20 miles until your legs fail on you and then you have to go and get a cab back. Don't do anything like that. Go and exercise for a little and come back. Let your head clear so that all the stress removes from your system. It will help you. So now let's go to the next one. Now the third one that I'm going to say is meditate. Now remember earlier I said not to meditate too long because it's not going to be helpful. That is absolutely true. But you should meditate. For example, what I used to not do, meditate as soon as I woke up. I've just woke up to go and continue on my day. But that's not the right approach. You go. And that was something. So, like I said, if you go and meditate like I do, what I used to do was not wake up in the morning and just keep going more. But I started to try and do is meditate. As soon as you wake up, meditate what your goals are for the day. Meditate on what you want to accomplish for the upcoming day, week, month, year. Make a mental plan in your head of what you want to do. And that will go and accomplish. A helpful one was me. And I'm sure it will help others for you to go, be calm, pretend that all the stress and anxiety is coming off your shoulders and come forward. We'll do wonders. So now let's go to the next one. Okay, now the second one that I'm going to advise is you all to go and not talk to someone, because that is a good advice, but not that. Go and see and arrange what tasks require the most time, but at the same time see which ones that are not as important or as crucial as the ones that need to be fixed. It's just like taking an exam. If you know that there is only 3 questions which are super difficult and super long to do, but other 25 of them they're super easy, go finish 25 of them. And then go and do 3 questions. Or you can mix them up. Go for the 2 really hard ones, or go for the 1 really hard one, and then go to the easy questions, and then come back to it. Going back and forth will be easily a key tool in order to adjust to see how many questions you can finish and how efficient you are when taking exams or projects. If you have 20 projects, see which one requires more detail and which ones are due the soonest, because those are the keys in order to accomplish things well. Manage your time accordingly. See when you would need to take breaks. Which leads to my second one. Take breaks. Taking breaks is essential to go and keep your mind in check and doesn't burn out your mind. Take breaks. That, after all, that's why there is. After all, that's why the laws out there that said employees must take these amount of breaks per in your contract. Because if you burn out, it's not going to help any company when you're full as team. Just like when taking study breaks, you need to take study breaks. You need to take breaks from whatever you're doing in order to accomplish your goals. It will help you. Take a break. If you're between 3 different projects and you just don't have time, take a break, leave it for about half an hour and come back to it. Let your mind rest, let your body rest, and go and manage properly. Manage your time properly say that, okay, I'm going to be working on this by this time and this time and this time. I'm going to be working on this time and this time and this time. And this is when I'm going to have a break. I learned that personally when I was trying to go and manage 30 different items on my head. And I didn't know. I thought I could just move on to a new project and think that would be a break from my old project, but I was really wrong about that. It does not help. So, take breaks. When your mind's getting exhausted, that is your symbol to take a break. Because it won't help anyone if you're completely exhausted. And you might be doing something worse than if you did not take a break in the first place. Now let's get to this. So now the very first thing that I'm going to recommend is that you go and just don't procrastinate. Do not procrastinate your studying coming up for tests. Do not procrastinate your accomplishments for your assignments. Do not procrastinate your projects. Do not procrastinate that, oh, I'll just go and finish this mountain of paperwork until it's going to be the end of the week or the day before it's due, because that's when stress builds up. Go start studying for whatever class or whatever you test from the beginning. I know that it's easier said than done. In fact, myself, I've done that before, that I just wait the night before to go and study, and then I was, oh no, wasn't this question, or this question, or this question? No. Be on par with what you're doing. It's one thing that if everything is dropped down to you once and you have to complete it within 3 days, and you have to manage your time wisely. That is one thing. It's an entirely other thing that you have a whole span of time to accomplish something, and you don't accomplish it because of some other reason, or you're just thinking, oh, I'll just, it'll be snap. It's okay, I have all this time to go and do it. Or the best I know, I work well under pressure. Which is true. For many times when I do essays and stuff, I do work well under pressure, so I just keep typing until it's done, and just have someone else look it over as well as me looking over before turning it in. I thought, hey, it works well that way. But the problem is, you cannot rely on someone else or your own mind in order to get through the finish line at the very last minute. Because you never know what could happen. Your brain could be extremely exhausted and could accidentally fall asleep, and then you miss the deadline. Or what could happen is that this entire project's due and you're forcing yourself, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning and your presentation starts at 7:30 a.m. So what happened? You only got 2 hours sleep, or 2 hours and 10 minutes, depending on when you have to wake up, or you need to put on your dress shirt or things like that. Do not procrastinate. Some things well for some people and works well for other people, but do not rely on it, because it's almost guaranteed that one day it will catch up to you and you'll learn not to do it. So it's better to start now and start adjusting before it becomes an issue later. Okay, so those are my 10 things that I suggested to you all. So, and I did not forget it. Now, if you want to know more about stress, or maybe I know make some money, go and click that link below. It will help everyone concerned, and it will help you as well. Okay, I hope you all enjoy this video, and remember to be on the lookout for my new videos to come. I'm sure they'll be exciting, and I'm sure you will all like what is waiting for you. But until then, see ya, and stay safe.